What's up, and welcome to our podcast, Toast to Tea.
We're two friends that love the world of celebrity and pop culture and talking about it with you.
To join our world of celebrity, make sure to rate, like, and subscribe to our podcast. Now hit it.
It's about that time.
Wait, where's the Chris Cam?
To say cheers to our world of celebrity.
1000%.
They're back together, and it feels just right.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya.
Raise your glass.
I'm Maddison Hill.
And I'm Courtney Revolution.
Because it's our moment to
Toast to tea.
Yes, Courtney, hello. Finally back in LA. I feel like obviously I've been talking to you, but I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
It's been a moment, girl. It's been
I
a
know.
moment. But we're back, and I'm still black.
We're back. Exactly.
It's the truth.
I love it. How are you feeling this week?
I'm glad that the week is almost over.
That's how I feel too.
It has been kind of like a long week. I don't know if it's just me, Madison, but after trips, it takes me like 3 weeks to recover. So I've been back from Sophia's wedding for I guess this is like the second week now, and I still feel like I'm still trying to get just a little bit, but I'm coming out of it, so I'm good.
I feel like
How are
too.
you?
I feel like I'm still adjusting. I also feel like this has weirdly been the longest week ever. Still adjusting, trying to get back into the routine. I'm just now starting to work on my extra holiday fluff because obviously I haven't been home. I haven't been in a routine. So we're starting to work on that this week.
Okay.
And I feel like finally attacking. I mean, these past couple months have just been crazy for me personally, family-wise. So I feel like this week was really the first week that I'm like, okay, what are we doing for 2024? Let's get this ish together and finally focus, because it's just been, I'm all over the place. Like, I still have my suitcase in the corner. Like, I'm just still.
Well, you got some time.
But that's
We
okay.
still got a lot of year
time.
left.
We still got a lot of year left. I keep saying I just turned 30, and I'm like, I'm about to be 31 in April, but it's fine. So it's just fine. We still have time. We're still young. It's okay.
It's more than okay.
It's more than okay. Are you excited for Selena's single that will be out by the time the community is listening to this?
Madison, by the time the community is listening to this episode, I want them to know that I will be twirling, twerking, and causing mini earthquakes all over the southern Los Angeles area. Wait, Southern California area, I guess. Yeah, not Los Angeles. Southern California. I don't live in South Los Angeles. But yes, I'm very excited. Are you excited?
I'm so pumped. Are you kidding me? The teaser she posted, it's about being in Paris. I know it's most likely going to be about the being single in Paris and obviously being in the city of love when you're single. But I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that there's a little bit of a Benny reference, like a little Benny influence.
I want to know if Benny is producing the new music.
I know.
That's what I want to know.
By the way, I'm so fully team Selena and Benny now, which is hilarious because at the beginning I was kind of like, I don't know. Now, absolutely obsessed.
He loves her.
He loves her.
You can tell.
So much. And I feel like she finally has somebody who is like, bring on the trolls. Like, I'm going to laugh in the troll's face. And I feel like she has never had anyone like that. Normally she has somebody who is a little too obsessed with what the trolls are saying. Yeah. But I feel like Benny Blanco, poor guy, has probably been trolled a lot in his life. So he's just like, it's a Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Benny Blanco just want a good meal and his woman. Period.
Exactly. And some fried pickles. I also want some freaking fried pickles.
Yeah.
Literally. And so, we did have fried pickles not that long ago, actually.
Oh, at that place.
Vanderpump
Oh my God, yeah.
I forgot about that. We should go back there.
Yeah, I like that place.
Yes. I forgot what it was called, but Courtney found this restaurant that we ate at a couple weeks ago, and I got there first when I was scanning the menu. I texted him and I was like, you're going to be so happy. This is giving Kansas City. It's giving PA. You guys know when there's an appetizer sampler on the menu, it's going to be a good place.
Yeah, it was that. I like that place a lot. I forgot that we had went there before Schwartz and Sandy's, which SOS, at the time that we're recording this, all these reports are coming out that the old SNS is closing, maybe? You know our good Judy Up and Adam put out a video.
Your favorite.
I watch Up and Adam every goddamn day. He said it's going down.
I would not be surprised just because when I was there this summer and I was talking to some employees who my sister kept saying were trauma dumping on us. Granted, this was like not right after Scandival, but a few months after June, and Scandival happened in March. So I remember, less than a year ago, they were saying it was bleak. Like it was looking kind of touch and go, employees were quitting, people weren't coming in consistently because something they told me, they said, like Sir and Pump and Tom Tom, they kind of survive a lot from tourists coming to LA wanting to go to their restaurants. And that's a great model for them. It works. And if you've ever been inside Sir, it is like 90%
I was
tourists.
just there.
Which, no shade. Like, it's so, like, obviously we live in LA and we've been to Sir, but I just feel like every time I'm there, I'm like, no one lives here. Like, I feel weird being there.
I was telling my friend
weird.
that. He was like, let's go to Sir. He just started watching Vanderpump Rules. So he was like, let's go to Sir. And I was like, there's going to be some Old Navy khaki cargos, couple flip-flops amongst the chandeliers and the velvet.
And, like, people dress to the nines. And you're just like, oh, wow, you're at Sir. This is crazy. We're in WeHo. You know what I mean? Okay. And so I know that Schwartz and Sandy's was trying not to be that because they didn't think that that would be consistent for them based on their location.
Maddison, that part, they've nailed. Can I tell you why?
Yes.
Because I went to Schwartz and Sandy's and I kikied with
people who watch Vanderpump.
But with people that I thought were fans, but they were not. They were neighborhood people that found out after the fact that Tom and Tom owned the bar and they were on TV.
So that's like their ideal clientele based on what I have heard from people who work there is they want the neighborhood people. You know what I mean? They don't want the Vanderpump fans. And so I just don't know if they are consistently getting the neighborhood people. So that's why I'm like, I could kind of see that possibly being a thing. I don't know. I just caught up on Vanderpump Rules this week, and I am so happy that the New York Times article came out, and I read that before watching the new episodes because I already see that they are planning a redemption arc for Sandoval. And we're going to talk about the New York Times article, obviously, in just a little bit, but I'm not having it. I can, you'll be able to sniff it. We can sniff a redemption arc from 78 miles away. And that's what they're trying to do. And I'm not having it after that article.
I want to say this, and this is not because I want this to happen, because this has now become one of my favorite television shows. How much life is left in Vanderpump Rules at this point?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think a lot of life is left. And that is coming from somebody who loves Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah,
but I'm being realistic. I don't know past Scandal and like the quote unquote fallout. I don't know how much we're checking for it. I love Lala and Sheena, but I don't know if I'm tuning in to see them.
I think that after how we had that weird COVID season, I think that once that season was finished, Sheena, Lala, and Katie, and I would even say James and we leave James and Allie on Vanderpump. They should have gone with Jax and the rest of the new people into the Valleys then, and should have introduced new people back into the restaurant, right? Because I feel like part of the appeal of the show was like getting to see the restaurant drama, and then it kind of bleeds out into the real life. Now we're just kind of like following this friend group. They're never at the restaurant like that unless they're clearly scheduled to be there for work. Meaning the show. And I don't know, like you said, past Scandal, like how much life is left in the show. We got Vanderpump Villa, new people, new young people, and Lisa is present. So
also a new network. New network. As well. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I feel like something is going to have to be switched up, but that's just me. I mean, part of the appeal for Vanderpump Rules initially was seeing a bunch of young people in their crappy apartments working at like truthfully, it made it way more relatable. Whereas now, like seeing them in their multi-million-dollar homes in the Valley, I'm just like, I don't relate to this as much anymore.
You know what it is? I think before it was relatable, and somewhere along the mess, it became aspirational. And those two audiences are not the same.
It's not the same. We watched Housewives for that.
And that was the reason why I never watched Vanderpump. Because I don't want to see people like me at the time. Now I'm like, oh girl, they right across the day. Girl, that's right over this. Like, But
they love the Belmont. We love the Belmont. It's like
they're literally at Wood and Water. That's down the street. Like Schwartz and James.
They're all over the Valley now. They're because they all live in the Valley now. So West Hollywood who? They're all
Girl,
over in your neck of the woods now.
give me my papers. I'm ready. Give me the mic pack.
I was
I'm
fine.
not doing nothing, but I'm ready to be on camera.
I mean, I do have a haircut next week, and something about her is like 2 doors down from where I get my haircut. So, next week I'm going to be eagle-eyeing, seeing what the hell is going on and when I can get a spicy turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
Does not sound bomb.
That sounds really good. We got to go to
Okay.
Gianna.
We got to. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the tea.
Okay.
I'm trying to hydrate over here because I want to
coffee.
keep this reality TV talking. And also, we're going to talk a little bit more about Vanderpump in just
Okay, yeah.
2 shakes of a dog's tail, as my Nana used to say. Okay, so first up, Love is Blind, Courtney. I did watch. I took your advice.
Yes.
And our first headline is Love is Blind related. So Chelsea, aka Miss Ma'am, who said she looked like Megan Fox in the pods, has responded to everyone just absolutely criticizing her, dragging her, demolishing her for not looking like Megan Fox. So she first commented on Instagram saying, truly humbled by the internet. And then a few days later, she posted a TikTok where she was like, go on a show to find love greater than getting your dragged. On TikTok, she also posted another video saying this would be a really great time for people who told me that I resembled her to come forward, please. I'm begging you, which, by the way, Julia Fox commented on that and was like, I see it, girl. I was like,
Julia Fox has interacted with me twice over the past month.
I love that for Julia Fox. Like, Julia Fox is in her bathtub watching Love is Blind and like rooting for Chelsea hardcore. And then she also has revealed that, a lot of her and Jimmy's conversations, which that's who she matched with in the pod. And that's who she is with now, spoilers. But she revealed that they were actually both talking about their celebrity doppelgangers and how previously he had said that he looks like Christian McCaffrey, but they edited his part out to make it look like she was just kind of being like, yeah, people tell me I look like Megan Fox. So they kind of did. She's saying they did her dirty a little bit on the edit, but we always say, if you don't give them the content, they can't give you a dirty edit. So I'm not going to put that on Netflix because that's the name of the game of being on a reality show. I understand why she's trying to also give Jimmy a little heat, but we're not mad that Jimmy said he looks like Christian McCaffrey. You know what I mean? People are mad that you think you look like Megan Fox.
Maddison Hill, I would like to say, first of all, they shouldn't be discussing looks.
I agree.
I'm already pissed.
Yeah.
Because how dare y'all try to break a rule? Okay?
That's more so why I was annoyed.
It's called Love is Blind, not Love is Charades. Love is Silhouette. Love is we're looking on the inside. We're not imagining the outside. Okay? That was my issue number one. I do want to say, to be fair to Miss Chelsea, because I have a lot of other issues with this young lady. She said other people told her.
Right.
Not she thinks she.
Right.
So don't be mad at her. Be mad at the people that said that she looks like me.
And she also said it's only because I have dark hair and blue eyes. She did preface that.
She did
preface it and say it's only because if I have dark hair and blue eyes. However, every woman, every person on this planet knows if you tell somebody who, it doesn't matter, others told me, I think, if you say you resemble Megan Fox in any way, shape, or form, that is obviously going to alter somebody's opinion of you.
I agree.
And you cannot throw a Megan Fox comparison unless you are damn close. Because
Jimmy was sitting there imagining Jessica.
Literally. I just feel like I was irritated by the whole conversation. I felt like it was cheating. But then it was kind of like instant karma for cheating.
For both of them.
Which is mean. But for both of them, literally. I feel like she honestly, I know everyone is kind of trashing her, being like, he's clearly not into it. But I'm also like, is she really into him? Or are they both just trying to convince themselves that we need to make this work? Because technically she said he's not her type normally. So I'm just trying to help her out a smidgen.
Jimmy I think that Jimmy is trying. But
Jimmy's giving red flags, but
I think that he's trying, but I think he's not into it for sure.
Oh, definitely not into it.
I think that Chelsea's more into it.
1 million.
But I'm not sure if Jimmy is like you said, her type. And it kind of comes off a little bit that she's like picking fights with him. Cause
Yes.
it's like, girl, I
Yes.
hear you, but how much reassurance do you need? Also, this argument doesn't make sense, and it could have ended like a couple insults before it gets to a certain point with her, you know?
I just can't imagine ever picking a fight being like, you only told me you loved me once this morning. Like, maybe that's the Taurus in me.
It
you know
didn't
what I
make her
mean?
feel comfy.
But I'm just, I don't know. Like, that was just a bit much. I was like, is your arm out of the socket for reaching for this argument? Like, it
A
is
lot of reaching from Miss Chelsea.
a lot of reaching. But like I said, Jimmy is also giving me red flags. Spoilers for people who haven't watched the new episode.
Oh, yeah,
Courtney,
for
I know
sure.
you've watched. But we get to meet two of Jimmy's friends,
Mm,
and they're both females.
yes,
And
ma'am.
I have a lot of guy friends. I am not saying I don't, but they have been my friends for like 10 plus years. I'm talking guy friends from middle school, high school, family. You know what I mean? I am not going to introduce my fiance on Love is Blind to two men who I've been friends with for 2 years.
Bye, Maddison.
I was like, what the hell is this? And also, do not try to tell me that Jimmy has not hooked up with one or both of those girls in the freaking past, okay?
What do you mean?
Courtney, am I wrong? Were you not thinking the same thing?
You're not wrong. I was a little bit. My eyebrow did raise up to my hairline when he said that he had known these women for 2 years. I do want to throw this idea out there, right? How long has Jimmy lived in North Carolina, right?
Okay, I thought about that too. I was
Because
like,
like my
maybe he's new.
Felicia, if she was busy with school and stuff, my best friend's name is Felicia. Hi, Felicia, if you're listening. My best
Hi,
friend's
Felicia.
name is Felicia, and she's in like a master's program. Like she has
Right.
like an internship, like real job stuff.
Right.
If Love is Blind is like, we need your closest friend to come right now. Felicia is not. I would hope she would not get up on a plane and fly out here for one little 10-minute clip on Netflix.
I
like,
mean, I
you
feel
know?
like Felicia would, because she'd be like,
I
you're
think
engaged to who?
she might honestly.
would.
But like for the
She
for the
would.
sake of the
But
of
for
the
the
situation.
sake of the story, I agree. I thought about that as well. I was like, this could absolutely be, he hasn't lived in North Carolina that long. Again, you found out on a Monday, we're doing a friend scene on a Wednesday. I 1,000,000% get all of that. But I just still feel like it was a bit of a red flag. It's kind of like for me, whenever I meet a new girl and she's like, oh my God, I've never really had any girlfriends.
I've heard that before.
I raise my eyebrow
Yeah.
because if you are an adult female who cannot make other female friends, that tells me something is wrong with you.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I get along better with guys thing is only cute when we're maybe in middle school and high school because we're trying to flirt with the boys, we're trying to, whatever. But as a grown ass adult, if you cannot have
You can't seek out any female
other female friends, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of how I look at Jimmy a little bit. I'm like, damn, you have not made one other male friend?
He works remote.
From home. I know, but I'm just like going to the gym, anything.
So I listen, I agree. I'm
judging him hard. I know.
I
but
also
I think
want
it's
to
because he's giving
say-
me red flags. His energy is just
red flags on Jimmy and Chelsea, but I also want to point out that I think the friends don't like Chelsea.
1 million, which again tells me there's some tension there.
They were on camera like, oh, she's whatever. We could be friends with her. They don't like that. They don't like that girl.
No, I can read a stank phrase from a mile away because I have given them. I have been those girls where like my guy friends are bringing who they're dating, and I'm like, see you never again. Like I literally, you know what I mean? Like I don't even get upper lip sweat because I'm like, LOL, I will never see you again. Like I will never see you a month from now. But I don't know. That whole thing just felt a little off for me. So we got to keep an eye on Chelsea and Jimmy. Obviously, all of the other couples. I didn't love Amy and Johnny. I don't love how Johnny's weirded out by her not being on birth control. Like, grow up. It's 2024.
Fair, but they're my favorite couple.
Oh, and I think they're gonna make
that's
it.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make it. He just needs to like evolve a little bit on, But I think he's learning. If you don't grow up talking about that,
He
openly with
said
your
birth control or
sisters,
vasectomy. Which
I
is it
get
going to
that.
be?
I'm not gonna like totally knock him for that because I do think they love each other and
I
they're the
do think
ones
so
who I'm
too.
like really rooting for, honestly,
Same.
at this point. Everyone else, I'm kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, except AD and Clay. But Clay, sometimes at one point I'm like, Clay, the growth, and then the next minute I'm like, Clay,
I don't
what the
know if I'm
heck?
going to cheat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what do
My
you mean you don't
father.
know? Yeah,
My
the
father
father
and I
taking
was
him
on the trips.
infidelity field trips. What the hell? You know, I
Heavy.
was like, oh,
My thing was this. How you get up on TV and say that and your mama don't know?
well,
That
she does now.
girl, you already knew that blew my mind to smithereens. Absolutely not. We would be having a very pointed discussion once some cameras
Yeah.
turned off. Because, excuse me?
Also, I felt something in my soul when Clay's mom and sister were meeting AD, and the sister goes, "What'd you do today?" I was like, I feel like I don't know why that really hit me because I'm like, my answer would literally be like, so I did a mini pop off, and then I did my live happy hour hang, and then I filmed another video for Snapchat. Like,
Me.
you know what I mean?
Literally.
I'm just like, this mom and sister would be like, this girl sucks. Like, she's just sitting at home making videos all day. But that's like the energy it gave me. Like, they were like, what'd you do today?
They were on it. They said,
And
who
she's
is
like,
this and who is
I
you?
went to the gym.
Me.
I got
Me
my hair
everywhere.
done. Like, literally, I was like, oh, wow, this feels,
Like,
I don't know.
got ready for this? Like I don't
Yeah,
know, talk to production?
literally.
Like,
I don't know. That hit me in my soul for some reason. Okay, but keeping the reality talk going,
okay.
let's talk about Vanderpump Rules. Like, continue on our conversation.
Gotcha.
Because we will continue watching Love is Blind and we will have another episode, 2 episodes by the next time we record. So we'll have even more to discuss. So if you guys are watching Love is Blind, make sure to, send us a DM, comment on this video, let us know your thoughts, let us know what couple you're rooting for, all of that good stuff, you guys, because we are in it to win it with Love is Blind season 6. It is so good.
It is really good.
Okay, Vanderpump Rules, Tom Sandoval. So Courtney, Tom Sandoval had a new profile in the New York Times this week. You can just tell by the photos, he thought this was going to be his redemption moment. His LOL joke is on America. And all he did was dig himself a deeper hole. So he said a myriad of unhinged things, and he claimed his ex Ariana, quote, beat his ass when she found the video of him and Raquel FaceTiming, which I'm like, were you trying to villainize Ariana by saying that? Because we're not villainizing her.
Yeah, no.
He said he no longer respects actors because he thinks reality TV is more challenging. He actually said, quote, y'all try doing this, was actually his direct quote. He also talked about how it's a cool muscle to flex being a celebrity and being single, like dating for the first time in his life with some notoriety.
Okay.
But then Courtney, here's where he really just became unhinged. And this is where I think he will not come back from. So he compared Scandal, which is the scandal that involved him, his ex-girlfriend, Ariana Madix, and Ariana's friend Raquel. He compared that to being as big as O.J. Simpson and George Floyd. He said, quote, I'm not a pop culture historian, really, but I witnessed the O.J. Simpson thing and George Floyd and all these big things, which is really weird to compare this to that, I think. But do you think in a weird way it's a little bit the same? No, Tom, we don't think it's the same. We don't. People who lost their lives. No.
How do you twist
Utter
your
those
lips
words
to say that?
You know what I said earlier this week? I said, I cannot believe that thought, A, popped in your brain, but then after it popped in your brain, that you thought it should come out of your mouth. Like, that's crazy to me.
Two situations involving Black people where people in general lost their lives, and you think the decisions that you made in terms of cheating on your basically wife, to me, is comparable?
It's
cheating and death. That's comparable?
Where's the comparison? And the New York Times reporter tried to kind of help him and be like, he's trying to, not in a defense, but she was just saying, I think he's trying to say how it was a big conversation on social media and a world news story, and that's where he was drawing the comparison. But at the end of the day, there is no comparison.
Yeah, no, there is no. You can't
no
compare
comparison. No. And what's even more wild to me is he made this comment, because for people who didn't read the article, he made this comment in front of somebody from his crisis team. His PR crisis team was there, sitting at the kitchen table. Now, I think it's funny because the reporter was a little shady, and the reporter's like, this, I think her name was Riley. Riley is a 23-year-old fan of the show since middle school who is now a part of Tom Sandoval's crisis PR team. And I guess as soon as he made that comment about OJ and George Floyd, he like went upstairs like, oh, no big deal. And the PR girly was like, I'm so sorry. You know, sometimes he says things and then forgets about it the next day. Like she knew he crossed a line.
Yeah.
So much so that after that, the New York Times reporter could not get another sit down with Sandoval until the Bravo execs were involved. That's how you know you F up. If all of a sudden,
oh my God,
we lose access because you screwed up and Bravo said, this man
Absolutely
can't be
not.
trusted in front of
Yeah.
his 23-year-old babysitter, we're stepping in. That's how you know.
It almost makes you wonder if you could sit up there and say that in the New York Times, what kinds of conversations are happening involving Tom Sandoval when there's no camera, no New York Times, etc.
Spooky.
You know?
Spooky, spooky, spooky. I don't like to even think about it. Now, he did obviously respond because he was getting a ton of backlash on social media. The mother of George Floyd's daughter spoke to TMZ about how the comment was not reasonable in the slightest. She said it was stupid, which it is stupid. But he responded on his Instagram story saying, my intentions behind the comments I made in the New York Times Magazine were to explain the level of national media attention my affair received. The comparison was inappropriate and ignorant. I'm incredibly sorry and embarrassed.
I followed this page called Bravo While Black, and obviously it's run by Black people, and we love that. Girl, Tom Sandoval put out that statement and then immediately went and blocked the page.
You are kidding.
Like, for what? Why even put out the statement? You feel me?
I think that makes you look even worse.
The PR girlie typed up the statement and posted it, and you know, because the Bravo While Black account posted that. That's
obviously.
Yeah.
That is insane. Why aren't you blocking every account that was criticizing you for it then?
He didn't even block.
Mine,
he didn't even block me, and I commented on the post that was going around and all the
I did a mini pop off. Like, come on, then Sandoval, keep that energy for everybody.
You got to keep the energy for everybody.
Because now you look even more problematic. Now, my question for you, obviously we know Stassi and Kristen were fired for their previous behavior. Should Sandoval be fired from Vanderpump Rules for making this comment?
If we're being fair, based off of what we just said, yes.
Okay.
Based off of what we just said, yes. If Stassi and Kristen had to go, I would say Stassi and Kristen leaving Vanderpump Rules was probably the biggest blow to the show.
I agree.
And even though I can be honest and say that the Scandoval saved it because it probably would have ended last season. If they had to leave, Jax and Brittany too, and the baby, Sandoval got to go. And I think that if it's any time to find a reason for a new cast member to be a villain and add in new people, then the time is now. I almost would have been okay hindsight's 2020, but looking back at this point, I think the season even would have fared better if we would have started off that way. No Tom, no Rachel, and girl, what else is going on? What else is going on? You know?
Yeah.
Give Allie the full-time drink spill at this point. I'm over it. Stop having her in every scene and give that girl her check.
She did not get a drink spill. I was
Allie, we need you to have the main intro drink spill. Stop playing with her.
It's so true, though. Okay, I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like now I just have zero desire to watch Tom Sandoval on my screen. And like I said, the past 2 episodes, and I take mental health very seriously, but the whole past 2 episodes where, you know, we need to be more considerate of Tom. He was in a really dark place, and I always want to believe someone and take them seriously, but for some reason with him, I'm just like, this feels so inauthentic.
I agree.
That I can't even take it seriously. And what a disservice you're doing to people who really are struggling with their mental health. It feels to me like you're putting on a show. And that is a disservice to people who actually need to see the stigma around mental health, you know, gone.
And these are the consequences of the choices that he made repeatedly. repeatedly.
you.
This wasn't like a one-time
Thank
thing. It was like
you.
months. Months.
Months. Almost
So,
a year, actually.
you know I
Almost
love
a
to see
mother effing
everybody's
year.
side, but you know.
No, no. I'm sorry. Here's where we have to draw the line. Again, I'm over it. Okay, let's move on and talk about Wendy Williams because we have more Wendy Williams tea news updates this week. So we know that she has a new Lifetime documentary coming out, and her care team has now revealed to the public that Wendy has been diagnosed with aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, which is similar to what Bruce Willis has.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the statement released by Wendy's care team, these have impacted Wendy's communication abilities, cognitive functions, and have, quote, already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. The decision to share this news was difficult and made after careful consideration, not only to advocate for understanding and compassion for Wendy, but to raise awareness about aphasia and frontotemporal dementia and support the thousands of others facing similar circumstances. So the statement goes on a little bit longer, saying, most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure she's protected and that her needs are addressed. She is appreciative of the many kind thoughts and good wishes being sent her way. Now I feel like it kind of makes sense how Wendy has been progressing in a way. And I feel like people were kind of like going for her hard at the end of her talk show, like making fun. But now this kind of clears a lot of those, what people were saying was weird behavior. I think this gives,
they were calling her a
makes some sense
crackhead,
to it.
Maddison, honestly.
Yeah.
And they were saying that Wendy was abusing drugs again. They were calling her an addict again. They were saying she relapsed. They were saying all types of unnecessary things, when the fact of the matter is Wendy Williams is going through something that your parents, my parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins could develop. It's very simple. You just said Bruce Willis. We love Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis ain't never talk about nobody. Y'all gonna make fun of Bruce Willis? No, y'all not. Y'all gonna go and watch Die Hard, Fifth Element.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Before we got on Maddison, there was a clip released on Twitter from the documentary, and it's very sad. I'm glad that Wendy wanted to put the film out because, I had to dig. Wendy wanted to put the film out to raise the awareness and to honestly show what is going on. And it's her and Black China sitting on the couch, and Black China's, just trying to talk to her and stuff. And Wendy literally was just like, my name is Wendy Hunter, and my husband is broke. It was heartbreaking to watch. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the documentary, girl. But I'm glad
I like how you said, really, this hits everybody, because I feel like at this point, everyone I know has had an experience, a family member, with dementia or something that takes their ability to not be able to communicate and talk anymore. And so for me, it just breaks my heart. I hate seeing people lose themselves because of an illness and a disease that they can't control. I think there is nothing more gut-wrenching, nothing more heartbreaking. And I do think it's good she's putting out the documentary. I think people will still try to make it salacious. People are still going to capitalize on the drinking, which, a lot of times too, people can almost get a little bit of alcohol-induced dementia, where you already are starting to see the symptoms. You don't want to come to terms with the fact you're seeing the symptoms. So you just start, your 5 o'clock cocktail moves up to 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then before
it's
you know
the bottle
it,
for breakfast.
It's the whole day. And and Wendy is not she's not a singular case. That happens all the freaking time. And
more common than you think.
Yes, it will be good to shed light on that. And hopefully people give her grace. I get nervous because I feel like people love to trash her because she was so sassy, in her day. But let's remember that this is a real person. This is somebody who is admittedly struggling with their health. And yes, I know she was messy Wendy back in the day, and we love her for it.
Yes.
But now she deserves our grace. So
well said, Maddison. Well said.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Normani.
Yes.
Because she is, I feel like we've been awaiting her solo debut since our old jobs, Courtney. But apparently it is finally here. It's going to be called Dopamine. The cover features Normani wearing black and riding a spaceship. The album does not have a release date yet.
This year.
Not bad. But it is going to come out at the end of 2024. The last time Normani was featured on an album, y'all get ready for this, was Fifth Harmony's self-titled album back in 2017.
Mm.
That is crazy. Did you also see she exposed herself for running a Normani fan account?
Madison.
Are you proud? Are you proud that I knew that? Because that is some
I love
Twitter
that you knew
news.
that. It
And
really
you know,
was some Twitter
normally I
news.
don't keep up with Twitter.
I was Stevie Wonder to that news because I saw it and I said, well, we're talking about her. Buy dopamine. And I kept it pushing because everybody makes mistakes and everybody has those days. Normani hopefully hired a social media person because why, Normani? Why?
I was like, also, why would you admit that you were running the fan account?
Because it was a mistake. You saw what she did. She posted the screenshot from talking about but we can see the analytics on the screen, so we know it's you. Review your work, students.
Review your work. Triple check before you hit post. Publish, send, the blue arrow, whatever. Always double freaking check.
Always.
Always.
But I'm excited for her.
I am too. You know, I feel like she has been waiting for her moment and she always gets shelved. And I don't know why. Like the hype, remember in 2019 when she released Motivation, again, when we were at our old jobs, we were riding so hard for Normani to have her solo moment. And it's finally just now coming. Do you think her window for success is closed? Or do you think she's going to be Gucci?
I don't think the window has closed, but I do think that this is Normani's one shot.
I agree.
If she don't come and do, the expectations, I think, are just high at this point because we've waited for so long. So she doesn't knock it out of the park and effortlessly.
I mean, the fact that Motivation was 2019, it doesn't even feel that long ago, but at this point, that's 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's got to be way better than that.
We are really looking for something, and it's unfortunate she couldn't capitalize off of that because we were hyped for Motivation. Still a great song, still a great music video, still love it. But I agree, it's like, what are you going to bring us though, since we've been waiting for a very long time, and we've never even gotten a full album from her, a full solo album.
I want Normani to bring R&B back,
like Camila Cabello. Well, even though we don't, you know how we feel.
Why is Camila Cabello cosplaying as Sabrina Carpenter? Have you seen those photos?
Yes.
She's Camila Cabello. You're going through something. And I don't know what it is. We had the rumors about Drake. We knew you wasn't kissing on no damn Drake, Camila Cabello. Now you got up in your best Sabrina Carpenter costume, having people take pictures of you walking down the street. For what? For what, Camila Cabello? I got questions.
She loved those Drake rumors, though. Like, I feel like she was like, is Sean going to ring my phone? Sean's not ringing the phone. But you know what I mean?
Drake is over there clipping barrettes at the end of his braids, girl. He is not thinking about nobody's Camila Cabello.
Did you also hear about the video of Drake that was on Twitter? Are you surprised I know that too? I don't know why I'm such a Twitter girly this week. But there was a video that leaked of Drake that was explicit, not safe for work.
Drake and his lightsaber.
Dare I say, traumatized.
Flinging it around, having a ball.
We'll let you guys put two and two together while he was flinging around on this leaked video. Okay. We were in the boudoir.
He certainly was in the boudoir. Yeah, he was doing something. He was doing something in the boudoir. And here's my question, man. Who was he sending that video to?
And who
he was sending that to?
And who would be excited by that? It was like
who would be excited by
the blow up guy outside the gas station was basically what that video was like. I was just like, this is flailing. Gotta know it was flailing.
Beyonce got some dancers in the Renaissance World Tour, girl, and they be flinging back and forth.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Drake, do better.
I'm just saying. Wow. I'll never be able to unsee that. Okay, on that note, let's go ahead and move on and talk about Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland. Also kind of some tea. And I feel like she's never at the center of controversy, but she is this week. So she reportedly walked out of the Today Show. She was a guest on the first block, and then she was there to then co-host the 4th hour block with Hoda. Mm-hmm. But according to sources, she left like 10 minutes before she was supposed to co-host because she was unhappy with her dressing room. Rita Ora ended up filling in. Like, even Rita Ora posted on her Instagram, was like, I was briefed for 2 minutes and then here I am. Like, LOL, fun.
She was excited.
Now, I know. Rita Ora's like, I'm happy to be here.
That's
According
a
to
double
page
check, eh?
6, literally, according to page 6, Kelly requested a green room upstairs because apparently the dressing rooms at the Today Show are kind of small. Anyway, she allegedly requested a green room upstairs, but J-Lo was utilizing that space because she was a guest as well. So Hoda did briefly address the situation. You know, she said she adored Kelly. She wants to have her back. When she comes back, she can share her dressing room. There were also rumors as well that Kelly was upset she was asked questions about Beyonce during her interview, but sources came out and spoke to TMZ this morning and said that's not true. Like, she was not mad about that. And I never even thought she was mad about that because they are such good friends. And also, like, when you are tied to Beyonce, we're always going to ask the Beyonce beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Beyonce was at her premiere for her movie that she's currently promoting. I never thought that that was the reason why she walked out, but I did want to clarify that was a theory out there and that has been debunked. Now, her rep did release a statement about the situation, but didn't really give any clarity. The statement said, after 28 years of knowing her, Kelly Rowland remains one of the kindest, most amiable humans I have ever met and have had the blessing to represent. So, I mean, we never hear anything bad about Kelly Rowland, you know? But I think she walked.
Maddison, I would have left in either situation. And the reason why is, okay, so why J-Lo get the bigger room? During Black History Month. Don't play with Kelly Rowe.
No, and I think it's hard for me because I also just don't love J-Lo.
Madison, can I reveal something?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Can I tell you a secret? Hi, community. Let's share a secret. I had a whole invite to the J-Lo premiere for her movie. Maddison, I got dressed, sprayed cologne, good shirt, nice shoes, got my Uber, made it there exactly on time, got out of the car, saw who was there, called the car, got cookies in West Hollywood, came back home.
Oh my God.
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it. But shout out to J-Lo, she's great. I'm real. And I watch her movie at home in bed. But the thought of like having to socialize with some of our peers that night, too much. Got out the car and called another. Got out.
Too much.
Bye.
I mean, that checks out for me. That checks out, and I'm always nervous because I feel like, oh my gosh, the actress who's on The Bear. She did a podcast like years prior.
Oh, talking about J-Lo?
Yes. And then she had to like co-host with J-Lo on SNL and was like, sorry, tail between my legs. And I was giggling because I was like, literally me and Courtney in like a year.
That's good. I was going to say, that's going to be us and Cardi.
But honestly, I feel like I would just own it. Like, I would never be crying. I would be like, honestly, I said what I said. I'm sorry, but like, hope we can be cool now.
It's all in good comedy.
It's all in good. You have a job. I have a job. We're both doing our jobs. You know, if I ever see Tristan Thompson on the street after the junk punch, I'll explain that, obviously. But no, justice for Kelly. But I will say, Courtney, I did say this on my live, because I am such a commitment freak, I don't think I would have had the balls to walk out. I
think that I would have, just because if you're going to do it to me this time, you're going to do it to me next time and the next time. And I'm sure that Kelly had been there to do this particular program more than once to know what her dressing room situation should have been. And the fact that, and maybe she didn't feel like this, but it was like the fact that you're having me here, you said the 2-hour block and then the 4-hour block?
Well, she was a guest on the first block and then she was co-hosting the fourth hour block. I don't know how long she was there. I don't know how long.
And J-Lo was probably there to do an interview, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. You feel me?
That's the perspective, because
J-Lo, get your ass up. No.
Because Courtney, you know me, I always put myself in that position where I'm like, if I had an opportunity on the Today Show, I was there for an interview and then they asked me to co-host, like, I will do it. Even if I'm disrespected, like, I'll do it and then just not come back. Because that's not necessarily the right way that I should think about everything.
That's 4 hours, Maddison.
You know what I mean? Like, I just am like, oh my God, I would never want Hoda to think I don't want to be there with her, you know? But you're right. I mean, if you're not, and I actually saw another take on this too, where it's like, that's Kelly Rowland knowing her worth, which is such a
I
powerful,
agree.
admirable thing. You know, obviously I know my worth, but I think I would be scared to walk out of the Today Show. To
And
be
girl, the Today Show will
completely
call her
honest.
back. When Kelly dropped that album, they will have her
Yes.
back.
Yes.
who wouldn't?
Oh,
You know?
absolutely. Again, never, ever, 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 ever. I want to say that one more time. Never, ever, ever, ever have heard a negative thing about Kelly Rowland. And even
Me
this, I
either.
feel like isn't that like people are painting it negative, but in the grand scheme of scandals, as we've previously talked about, Tom Sandoval. If I have the choice between a Tom Sandoval and a Kelly Rowland, I'm hanging out with Kelly Rowland all day.
Yeah, they promised her one thing, she got another, and so she wasn't obligated to stay at that point. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I love it. Let's wrap this up talking about Kim Kardashian and Odell Beckham Jr. Because how convenient when Miss Taylor and Travis Kelce are taking, you know, the celebrity world and sports world by storm. We are getting just an influx of reports about Kim Kardashian and NFL player Odell Beckham Jr. So they've been romantically linked for a few months now. We briefly saw them together at a Super Bowl party, but now thanks to a new report from Life and Style magazine, we have more tea on what's going on. So this source said that Kim and Odell have, quote, moved from casual dating to be exclusive. In fact, this insider said that they're, quote, serious. The reason for holding off on going public for right now is because Kim reportedly wanted to make sure it wasn't a fling and it was something real. The source said, quote, their connection is real. Kim hasn't been this happy in a very long time. Also, one other added dash of tea, because we always love to give the community a little extra. So remember, Khloe and OBJ were actually linked back in 2016, like a couple flirty moments at a couple parties. And now a source told the Daily Mail this week, quote, Khloe has fully given Kim her blessing to go for it. It was nothing serious between Odell and Khloe. They had a few flirtatious moments. Khloe ultimately wants Kim to find someone and be happy.
There are so many ways this conversation can go right now. I'm going to keep it cute because we're in front of company. I want to say this, and hear me, Maddison and community. I think that OBJ and Kim Kardashian look cute together. She's very fashionable. OBJ, very fashionable. I liked the comparison between Taylor and Taylor and Travis. I hadn't made that before. I want to say I don't believe this relationship the same way I don't believe Camila and Drake and their little fling for obvious reasons.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Taylor and Travis, and I was going to be like,
no, oh my God, no, I believe Taylor and Taylor.
Are we going to get in our first fight? Like,
No. Yes. The pearls clutched. He said, not this.
You know, it makes me think of, and I literally, like, prematurely was like, please, God, no. Please, God, no. Please, God, no.
I just don't think that they are each other's types, but I think that they would look cute together. That I think.
I just think it is too suspicious for me that
suspicious is the perfect word.
They were linked. Okay, we were like heard maybe like September, October. Oh, they're talking. They're in the same circle. Whatever. Absolute mother effing crickets. Then we're seeing all of the NFL hype with Taylor and Travis and how she's literally changed the sport for the better, basically. All of the Super Bowl commercials about like dads and daughters had me absolutely bawling my eyeballs out. I just think it's interesting how now all of a sudden this is like the fourth or fifth report I've seen about Kim and OBJ.
That's because the Nick Bossa Skims hype done died down. So next sports moment, you see, Taylor and Travis, now all of a sudden we putting athletes in all the Skim stuff. Now all of a sudden now Kim's dating an athlete. It's all Kim, you ain't low.
And you know what's so funny is if you guys just did not absolutely try to destroy this girl years ago, imagine how much easier your life would be working together. But unfortunately, you burned that bridge and now you're stuck playing catch up.
What a weird dimension to think.
but I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's why if you go back and watch the episode when that stuff initially was happening with Kim, Kanye, and Taylor, Chris tells her, like, please call it off. Like, call and say you're sorry.
I don't
Like,
even remember that. I got to go back and watch
yes,
that.
you got to go back and watch it. And she's like, I think she even says, I know Taylor's parents, or like, I know her mom. Like, Chris literally is like, can you just call and say you're sorry? Like,
Chris knew what time it was.
Chris knew.
She knew.
She knew this is not good for us. And I'm not saying that, the Kardashians need Taylor. I'm not saying that. Clearly, they're all successful businesswomen
Of course,
in their
absolutely.
own right. Hello,
but
Kim is a
always better
billionaire.
together. Always better together.
But it's always better together. And the Swifties are a powerful mother effing fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And having them against you, you can have the strongest, most awesome fans in the world, but with them against you, it is always a little bit harder to swim upstream. You know what I mean? Like, it
in
is.
Maddison, North could have got the 22 hat. Kim, you messed it up.
Literally.
Messed it up. You know your baby loved Taylor. You messed it up.
I know. That's what kills me too. It's like, why can't we go see the Eras tour, Mom? Oh, because I cyberbullied her.
Like, how do they explain that? I wonder if that has ever like come up, because it's been proven that if Kim wants that celebrity around her child, she will have them, Ice Spice. So because North does have, to our knowledge, is a fan of the music, I wonder if she's ever asked her parents, like, can Taylor come over for a tea party? Can Taylor come over and strum her guitar for me? Like, what's the response to that? I wonder.
I guarantee the response is not villainizing Taylor, but definitely making her seem like she won't come over here. Like Taylor's. I feel like, unless maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe Kim takes accountability within the four walls of her home. She might.
Kanye's out of the picture to an extent.
Kanye's out of the picture. So, she felt like she was defending North's dad. There's several ways she could explain that. But I just feel like, imagine, honestly, because I feel like North is Googling stuff already. Like, she's a fan. She's mature. Imagine Googling your mom, dad, and Taylor Swift and finding out that because your mom
they helped create reputation?
Well, that's true. But because your mom posted some dumb videos on Snapchat, now you're never going to have access to this woman. Like, I would be pissed. But
that's crazy to think.
It really is. And what's crazy is I think it really all could. I think that Taylor would do something with North if Kim would just publicly apologize, but she won't ever do it. She's doubled down publicly too many times that I feel like she thinks she can't. So that's why she does the little, let me post a Taylor Swift song in the back of my Instagram story. Let me pose in a purple dress and put Fairy Tale in the background of my Instagram story.
That would be good for the show, though. Sending Taylor like
a redemption moment. Are you
like
kidding
a peace
me?
treaty or something? Yeah, that'd be
We
good for
need
the
it.
show.
We need that for Kardashians.
I think we'll get there.
I have not been tuning in, admittedly.
To the Kardashians? Me either.
No.
But I think, Chris, you need to go ahead and make that peace treaty happen. Go ahead and send Taylor some flowers. She like cookies too.
Yeah, and then let's see you guys take a trip to Paris and go see the Eras tour in Paris.
Oh my God, that'd be good. That'd be really good.
You're welcome.
Producers.
You're welcome for the boost. We will take 10%. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, Courtney, let's go ahead and get into our last segment and put it in the teapot.
It's time to put it in the teapot.
We do have an email that I will read. We do. Also, you guys remember, if you want to submit something that you want to put in the teapot, make sure to email us at toasttoteapod@gmail.com. Once again, it is toasttoteapod@gmail.com. You can also email us, as I just said, but also DM us or comment on this video, and we will read it aloud. So this person did ask to be kept anonymous. And which is totally fine. We love that too. Always let us know if you want to be anonymous or you want us to read your name. Obviously, we will always respect. And also shout out to this person because they did say they've been a fan since forever. So I absolutely love that. The thing this person wants to put in the teapot, which they did say, little disclaimer, just in case, as a foreigner, or part of the rest of the world, which is not in the US, I really don't like it when Americans think all of their things are as important to us as they are for them. To put an example with artists, here Beyonce is not really known. Like, yes, people would know her name, but no more than 1 or 2 songs max. Kanye. He's famous for the thing he did to Taylor or for being a crazy celeb, but not for his music at all or his clothes. People don't know him, or as you sometimes say, his history and legacy with music at all. Taylor is more of a common knowledge, absolutely, but same with sports. We don't care about basketball or American football or most sports there in the US people are invested in. This is frustrating because it becomes this common say that Americans think the world turns around them. I know people and you guys definitely don't fit into that Americans category, but when I hear your opinions on Queen Bee or everyone else, I wish you could see them from outside of what they've accomplished in the US. Just my opinion. I love you guys. And also this was good because they said,
this is good.
I'm sorry, this is not good. No, this is good. This is exactly what this segment is about, is like, get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And honestly, I don't think you're wrong. We do absolutely do that.
I'm only curious of how would we look at Beyonce outside of the US?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like us having a discussion, like would we be like, Beyonce's not popular?
I guess for me, maybe that's my naiveness, is I consider Beyonce globally beloved.
Fair. You know what, Maddison? That's like when I was filming the show in the United Kingdom, and my chaperone was shocked that we did not love Little Mix the way that they did over there.
Except I love Little Mix.
We love Little Mix, but like everyone else that we know, like they don't like Little Mix. Like they love Little Mix over there.
We try to push for Little Mix so much.
Take a sip from my secret potion, I'll make you fall in love. They got some hits.
A lot of hits. We did our best. But no, I totally see where you're coming from. I totally get that is a thing. That's something that we need to be more aware of. But I do think it is a common thing. I think it was funny when they said Americans think the world revolves around them, and
it's so true.
We totally do. Like, I'm not even gonna, Courtney. Like, I would not exclude myself from that category. And I'm just being honest.
Fair,
honestly,
yeah.
Because I don't ever take. That's not true. I do take a second to think of other people's perspectives, but I think sometimes it's easy because we're so passionate about celebrities. I just always think everyone is as passionate, and I need to remember that everyone's not as passionate. But that's because I just get excited and I get stoked. You know what I mean? Like, I live to talk about the tea, so I'm like, everyone cares about the tea.
And they don't be knowing. People have told me, Maddison, even so much as my dentist yesterday said that he doesn't know anything about celebrity news unless it's from my page.
It's not the biggest compliment when someone tells you that.
So, well, I gotta get to work.
Yeah, I know. I always feel, I'm like, oh God, I've made 8 videos about Taylor and Travis, so you know nothing about anything else that's going on because I'm just posting about Taylor and Travis. Okay, Courtney, is there something you want to put in the teapot?
No. When people submit, we don't have to.
I love it. You guys, please submit. This is such a fun way for us to connect with you guys, and you guys to feel like you are a part of every single episode. We live for it. So thank you so much for submitting. You guys, don't forget to put in your submissions. Remember, it can be celebrity related. It can be personal. Literally anything you want to get off your chest. You've heard me and Courtney do this for like over 13 episodes now, 12 episodes now.
I think so, yeah.
You know what we just got to get off our chest. So definitely submit. Also, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is on. If you're listening on Spotify, please make sure you're subscribed and also participate in the Spotify poll. Also, make sure you're following us on social media at Toasted Tea Pod. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. Courtney, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Courtney Revolution and Court Revolution on Snapchat, TikTok, and Twitter.
Yes, and you can find me at I am Maddison Hill on Instagram and TikTok, and Maddison Hill 93 on Snapchat. Yes,
period.
Courtney, so much freaking fun. Community, we love you, and we'll talk to you all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.